Hello everyone, we are glad that you are joining us. My name is Ambassador John Kamau and this is Diaspora TV. Well, tonight we are going to come to you live from Adelaide, South Australia, and we are going to be discussing people from diaspora, how they can return home, and we really hope that will be helpful to you. And if you're in diaspora, this is the place to be tonight, and this is where you need to be locked in so that you can be able to tell other people, or you can learn from us and we can learn from you. We are grateful that you could join us. Now, in our studios tonight, we have our guest. He is a person that I have known for quite some time since I came to Australia. He is a person that I love, I work with, and I would like him to introduce himself and tell us who he is, and we shall continue from there. Welcome.
Thank you, Brother John, and my name is Pastor Henry. I live here in Australia, in Adelaide, and I'm glad to be in the studio. Thank you for welcoming me as your guest tonight. And I will say that please subscribe, join in, and enjoy. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for being with us in our studios tonight.
Thank you.
Now, we have a very, very interesting topic to discuss.
Sure.
Well, we came to diaspora, and last time that we were live, we were talking about why diaspora. And today, we are going to be thinking about what can we people in diaspora give back to where we came from, to the countries of our origin. Now, I was just looking at the statistics, especially in Australia. We have so many people being led by the English people, people from Italy, people from Sri Lanka. The top 10, we have so many countries that came to Australia. But some of these countries, they already have improved in their own countries. And even if they were to go back to their countries, there is not much that they could do. But for us who come from Africa or some parts of Middle East and Asia, there's a lot that can be done. So could you kindly just tell us your journey to Australia first? Tell us why you chose Australia, and tell us what you used to do back in Kenya.
Well, thank you. I chose Australia because of the opportunities available, or Australia can provide for me. First and foremost, I am a pastor, and apart from my pastoral role, also I am an electrician by profession. So pastor, or a pastor by calling, but electrician by profession. Now, before I came to Australia, I was doing my pastoral work at home, and as well as running my own electrical business in Kenya. And there was an opportunity to come here, by the fact that I got an opportunity to get married to an Australian lady, and I said, okay, why not try in Australia? I said, okay, if that's the case, let's go and try. So I chose to come here and to see the opportunities available in this country. And that's why I came, and here we are, married to my wife, who is an Australian. We've got 2 beautiful children, and I'm also working in my field and also doing my pastoral role. Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction. Well, you chose to come to Australia. When you came here,
Yep.
What is the difference that you saw that we have here in Australia that is not in Kenya? What are the differences?
There are a lot of differences. First of all, Australia is a developed country by far, I may say, compared to my country of origin. In terms of opportunities that are available, in terms of jobs, you are available as compared to country of my origin, you know, and also in terms of medical education and infrastructure, a lot of things that we cannot compare to our country of origin. So there are a lot of things which are very, very good, and offers you know, a very good opportunity as compared to our country of origin, Kenya. Especially, let me say, in education. Education, as far as we are concerned, Australia is one of the, you know, has got one of the best universities, best educational system. If it comes to, you know, infrastructure, it's also ranked one of the best country, good infrastructure. So those are the opportunities. Those are the things that really made me to choose to stay here and find my way in this good country.
Well, let's talk about you being here. When you came here, did you have any thoughts of going back to Kenya?
Indeed, I did have a lot of, you know, I did have thoughts going back to Kenya. Not once, but several times.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you come here, it offers you a different, it's a geographical, you know, location, different setup. Everything's different culture.
Yeah.
You kind of meet different people. It's a different environment altogether. So being an established person, and then you come to start afresh, it kind of destabilizes your mind. It destabilizes, you know. So it's kind of like you are beginning afresh.
Yes.
And the point of beginning afresh is really tough. That's the tough point.
Yes.
So because you've got to find a job.
Yeah.
You know, okay, maybe like I was an electrician. I had my own business. I also had a church, running a church in my country of origin, Kenya. Yeah. And then coming here, I have nothing. So I have my qualifications. By the time I put them in to be accepted, to, you know, it takes a while, and for you to find your foot, to put your foot on the ground,
yes, it
takes time. So by that, it really makes someone to think, oh no, maybe I made a wrong choice, and, you know, thinking of the such kind of thoughts, and then, oh, you know, some point, I decided, no, I told my wife, let's pack and go back home to my, you know, to my country of origin. So lots of times I thought of going back to my country.
Wow. Wow. You know, many times when we think about diaspora, people think that in diaspora maybe it's white, maybe it's blue, maybe it has buildings that are extraordinary. Would you kind of just tell people what kind of life is in diaspora? What is diaspora?
Well, diaspora, it depends the way someone can define it, or the way someone can perceive it. But to me, is diaspora is being away from the country of origin, or where your country of birth. You are in a different country where you've come to forge a new life, because of new opportunities, or you know, to find education, settlement, and all that. So sometimes people take it that when they leave their own country, coming to another country to see greener pasture, that's the time they will automatically succeed. But it doesn't work that way. There are a lot of things that you've got to put in. There's a lot of input. There's a lot of initiative. There are a lot of things that someone has to know, and it takes energy. It takes focus. It takes someone. You be decided. You say, okay, I'm focusing. No matter what, I want to forge ahead. There are challenges that come. For example, as I said, you are working, or the way I was working in my my business and also running it. Coming here, I have to start from zero. So you've got to be prepared for that. You come and you got to know that it's not a bed of roses. You've got to start from somewhere. It will mean that even you do some odd jobs before you land to your right job or the job that you desire. So being in diaspora is not the way people from our country or who are at home see it, because they think that when you are in diaspora you have, for example, let me use this phrase, if you are in diaspora you have climbed on a money tree.
Yeah.
So whereby you can just pluck money and throw the money back to them. It's not that way. It's not work.
It's not planted on trees.
No.
That's what many people think,
Yeah, that's what many people think, that there's just money on trees.
Yes.
So you just go climb the tree, just start plucking the money and throwing to them. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. And thank you for bringing that to light, because there are people who are watching us tonight, and they are thinking people in diaspora have a lot of money. So what essentially you are telling us is that it takes a lot of hard work.
It takes a lot of hard work.
Yes.
Yes. Even those who are coming as students, they put in a lot of hard work. They put in a lot of manpower to get the education, to get their jobs, their papers, because they are working as well as doing their studies, if perhaps they have a job.
If they have a job, it turns out better in the end, because they could end up applying for skilled visa.
Correct.
Now let's go to the elephant in the room. Do you consider going back to Kenya?
I've contemplated on that point for a while, and I'm still thinking about it, but as
you want to retire in Kenya.
Okay, let me put it this way. The fact that now I've come here, I'm married here, and my kids are were born here.
Can be difficult.
It can be difficult for me to say, oh, let me go back over there and settle, because okay, things are dynamic.
Yes.
Things are dynamic. They keep on changing.
Yes.
Even if you had friends have moved on and have changed.
Yeah. Well, those who are watching us, we appreciate your feedback. Thank you, Sophie, for letting us know that our volume was down, and we are glad that now we can reach you live and direct and loud and clear. And if you want to engage with us, leave us a comment, and if you can watch on YouTube, the better, and leave us a comment, and we will sample the best comments. If you have an input to add to what the discussion we are having tonight, just leave us a comment and we will sample those comments. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe now. Just subscribe. And by the way, it is free. Many people think that subscribe it's a form of service where you pay something at the end of the month, or no. YouTube subscription is free. If you like me on Facebook, it's free. So it's free. Please subscribe. Thank you very much. Now we're talking about going back home. We have seen structures that are working here. What are some of the things that you think we can go back home and implement and make our countries much more improved and perhaps be developed?
The thing that scares many people who are in diaspora going back home is the issue of, number one, insecurity.
Yes.
Here, the issue of insecurity is not something, okay, it's there, yes, or where the cases where people are being attacked or kind of vandalized or something of the sort, but not as much as compared to our country of origin. So here you find people don't have long fences, barbed wires and electrical fences as compared to our country of origin. Our country of origin, it that happens because of the issue of insecurity.
Yes.
So if our leaders from, or let me say leaders from our country of origin,
yes,
can take initiative and put the issue of insecurity as a priority,
yes,
tackle it so that people can be secure, that will be better.
So when you're talking about insecurity, what has Australia done better that we can borrow from?
Now, for example, here you find the issue. I've talked, like, for example, fencing, having electrical fences, or fences which are 12 meter high.
Yes, 12 meters.
You know, whereby because people are worried, people are insecure.
They have fences and they have some glasses at the top there, or even some live wire.
Yes, electrical. That's what we call electrical fences.
Yes,
yes. So if you go there, you mess up, you get electrocuted.
Yes.
So that's here. There's nothing.
There's nothing like that. Actually, the fences are just
and some
1 meter high.
And some even don't have fences at all.
No, you can even leave your house without locking it.
Correct. You can leave your house without locking it.
Yes.
And nobody will come in and tamper with that.
I want us to return home and be happy to be there and feel secure.
Yes.
For example, I had this thought, and I don't know how you think about it.
Yep.
You see, the first thing that I would implement if I was to go back home is addresses.
Okay.
If we can map out where everyone is, it will be a bit easier for like locating people where they are and knowing what kind of population you have. We have seen address system working here very, very well.
Correct.
If you don't even vote, you are fined through address.
That's correct. And the issue of insecurity.
Yeah.
If addresses are implemented very well.
Yes.
Where all persons are mapped, houses are mapped.
Yes.
Each and every house, or let me say, use the word Boma, are given addresses.
Yes.
So
Boma. Yes. For those, sorry, it's every household. For those who are not Swahili speakers.
Yes.
Yes.
So anybody who messes up, or anybody who breaks the law,
yes,
and runs away,
yes,
because his address or her address is known.
Yeah,
they just
go to the address. Yes.
Even if you have a car, for example, there are issues of hit and run.
Yes.
And then someone just is left die on the street because that car could not be traced. It was seen, the number plate even whatever, but it was seen, and because of the issue of not mapping places, the addresses, yes. You find now that person just disappears.
It's not known. Actually, they can just disappear in traffic and you never find. Correct. They leave cars on the streets.
Correct.
But if you knew who was driving that car, send them a notice.
A notice.
Then they will follow up and they will give you who the driver was.
Correct.
And I want to thank you, our online team from Facebook. I can see Karanja Kamau, you are watching. Anjenga. We thank you, Sophie Simon. We worked with you at Nairobi Hospital. I still remember. Thank you, Caroline thank you, Rogers Munyekenya from South Australia. We are glad you are joining us. Thank you, Mwalimu Pamela Karini. Thank you, producer Jeff Rasco Beats Production. Thank you for watching. Geoffrey Komu from Kenya. We're glad you're joining us. Our ex-alumni from Adelaide, Ndogo Wandungu. We are glad you are watching. And James Kamau, we are glad you are watching. Thank you. Keep it locked here, and most importantly, head to our YouTube. The link is on the description, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. That's the one way you can promote us. Thank you very much. Now, we have talked about security. Well, and address system. And that is one thing that we can actually go on and implement in back home and help our country to be able to know where their populace are, where everyone lives, and with that we'll have tackled one part of the problem.
Yeah, one part of the problem, and we'll also have helped to tackle the issue of insecurity in kind of regard. Now, another area is the area of medical.
Yes, healthcare.
Or healthcare.
Yes.
That's another area that scares most people who are in diaspora.
Yeah, and you want to return home and be sure that you're going to get the best healthcare when you get sick. Correct. Yeah.
So that's an area, and here healthcare system is so good.
Yes.
It's well stipulated, well laid down.
Yes.
Policies are good.
Yes.
And well trained. Doctors and nurses.
Yes.
Medical fraternity, well trained.
Yes.
And so if our leaders in our country of origin can take this on board and work on it.
Yes.
And come up with a better
yes
medical system.
Yes. Yes.
It will be good, and
you will not have any worries when you go back.
A lot of us will say, oh yeah, even if we go back there, this kind of good medical whatever system is good. And
you see here, they make it, if you come to this country, you must have insurance.
Correct.
So I think that is one part we also need to look at. Our immigration system. When we bring in people into Kenya, they need to contribute to our GDP as well. Make it mandatory for every person coming to Kenya to have insurance, and insurance in Kenya, not from overseas. Insurance in Kenya. Make them take that money will circulate in Kenya. Something else they should have is you see here, if you're not a citizen or permanent resident, you don't get social welfare. So we can create incentives where foreigners coming into Kenya circulate some money into our economy.
Correct.
And that money is used to develop the country. There are so many things that we can do, like education. We in Kenya, I think we have one of the best education system. And if we can be able to tap foreigners into our country, not victimize. I was watching Black Lives Matter, and I was just thinking about back home. We are even, I think, more racist than people. And if you are watching us, thank you, Duncan Kimani, thank you, Kiarie Kamau, thank you, Becky Kamau, Mavic Osebe, thank you very much, Mavic Osebe Foundation, we love it. Duncan Kimani, thank you very much for joining us. Gloria Mwikia from Adelaide, thank you for joining us. And keep joining, and make sure you subscribe. The link is in the description for our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. We are discussing, those of you who are watching from Adelaide, we are discussing us returning home to a home that is safer. Give us your thoughts, leave us your comments there, and we are going to keep this discussion going forward. Well, like I was saying, foreigners, they need to contribute to the economy of Kenya. Most of us here in Australia, we have contributed to the economy of Australia, and we are paying taxes. And there is some form of diversity and some form of assimilation. Like I was just thinking, the way the Australian system is able to accommodate us as Kenyans, as Nigerians, as Sierra Leoneans, and other countries in Africa, other countries from Britain, other countries from US, everywhere, all over the world, they are able to accommodate everyone. But there's a caveat. What they do is make sure that if they are accommodating you, you are giving something in return.
Exactly.
So if we can accommodate foreigners, let's not victimize the Chinese for coming to our country. Make them contribute to the economy. In my thoughts. What do you think?
Exactly. I agree with you, and it goes back to people who are in authority. It's a very good area whereby when we allow foreigners to come into the country.
Yes,
this is a money generating avenue.
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
And
yes.
Like here you said, you mentioned of the issue of students coming in.
Yes.
So our education system in the countries where we come from, if they can tap from tap from the educational system in such developed countries, the way it works, and try to implement that,
yes,
the better. Okay, as you said, our country, Kenya, has one of the best educational system in Africa or in East Africa. we can use that. The country can use that to tap in, to bring in other students from Burundi, Rwanda.
Yes.
And this can bring in income. Just the way this country is allowing students from other countries to come in.
Yes.
And it's a very good income source.
Actually, it contributes
a lot.
Like now, the country has stopped because Australia was relying too much on students. But the borders are closed.
Correct. And now they are trying to come up with other avenues on how they can gap that, or fill the gap. Another thing is that is the area of our avenue, our revenue collection.
Yes.
The country needs to work in that area very much.
Yes.
By sealing loopholes
and corrupt people in government. We have so many corrupt people.
Tackling corruption in the government.
Yes.
Because if they tackle the corruption in the government, the better.
Yes.
Whereby they streamline things well, very well.
Yes.
Whereby someone cannot, just go free without being signaled out that he has evaded taxes, or bribed, or used tobacco.
You see here, even the police, when they stop you for traffic violation or anything, you'll never hear anyone like even intending or even showing any signs that they want anything from you.
No.
And that is where we go wrong in our country. Correct. If we can eliminate that part of being selfish,
and because selfish. Why people are corrupt? Because they are selfish. They are selfish. Why are people corrupt? Because they are greedy.
Yes.
They want to achieve high-end life.
Yes.
In a quicker way, not knowing that they have to lay systems, to lay systems or the foundation down.
Yeah.
They have to lay it properly.
The foundation has to be laid properly. Yes.
And this foundation, for the foundation to be laid properly, it's laid by laws, and these laws have to be adhered to. Someone who, a country which does not obey law, is disorganized.
It's just doomed to fail.
It's doomed to fail.
Yeah.
So, and laws are there to protect us, to protect man, to protect and to help that person function well.
Of course.
And that's why even when it comes to God had to give us laws, spiritual laws.
Yes.
And these were to help us function properly.
Of course.
And if you go out of these
laws,
there are consequences.
There are always some consequences. You're right.
Breaking the law, there are always consequences.
Yes.
So the problem in our country of origin is that they lay laws.
Yes.
Or they come up with the laws.
Yes.
But they don't follow them.
Yes.
But the people who lay the laws, who came up with the law, are the people who break the law.
They're the first ones to like, for example, at this time as we are talking, there's the issue of the Chief Justice and the President.
Yeah.
Who is who? Yeah. I've seen this in Australia. When the High Court makes a ruling, it's final.
It's final.
You don't hear anything from the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister follows. Yeah. And I think the President should follow the courts, and the court should respect the executive. And I want to thank you for watching us. Thank you, Hannah Muchuki. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lucy Kihara. Thank you, Phyllis Wanjiru Chege from Adelaide. Thank you, Veronica Wamugonda. We are glad that you're joining us. Thank you, Monica Monen. Thank you, Caroline Kathambi. Thank you, Machogu James. Thank you, Peter San. We are glad that you're joining us, and keep it locked. Make sure you subscribe. The link is in the description. Those of us who are watching on YouTube, we appreciate you. We are also live on YouTube, so you can just click on that link on YouTube and watch from YouTube, and we appreciate that very much. And thank you for those of you who keep signing in, and keep it locked, because this is where Diaspora meets. This is where we are going to give information as to how we are going to improve our country and come out of diaspora. We want to return home. We are coming home. Well, you've put it very well. If we can eliminate corruption, we'll head somewhere. And it starts with from the grassroots, and it starts with the individual. I must choose not to bribe. I must choose to bear the consequences rather than participate in an illegal act. And if we start with that from the grassroots, then we are going to bring that, it will grow from bottom going up. But right now, it's a lawless nation. We just need to create some sense of stability in the nation.
Sure, I agree with you. And to create stability, they need to deal with this moral, or let me say the fiber of corruption that has corrupted or has taken over.
Yes.
The nation, and it's eating the core of the nation. And as I know you said it started from the grassroots, but I may also say that it starts also from the top.
Top going down.
Top going down.
So it should be that way.
Yes.
Top going down. So the president should do something.
Yeah. Should start. It's going all.
But then, if I am corrupt myself from the grassroots, how will the president be fixing that?
Okay, listen. When he lays the law, he is the head of the nation.
Yes, correct.
When laws have been laid,
yes,
he should make sure that the executive follow the law. He should make sure that legal system, or the people who are enforcing the law enforcers, follow the law all the way down. Okay?
Yeah.
2, it should be also something that should be implemented. It should be a topic,
yes,
or a subject,
yes,
to be implemented, to be put or included,
yes,
in the syllabus.
That's very good.
Where the children in
yes,
school,
yes,
we learn.
Yes.
We learn that corruption is not good.
Yes.
Corruption is not good.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
This you have to do right.
Yes.
And why am I saying at the top? When our leader or the president,
yes,
hears that someone is corrupt in the government,
yes,
or in his cabinet,
yes,
that person should be an example.
Of course.
All right.
He should be an example.
When they make one an example, then the rest will start doing what?
They will make sure they do the right thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, and when he hears another person, again he cracks the whip all the way.
Yes.
Until this monster of corruption in our country of origin is dealt with. So it starts from the top.
Yes.
In the educational system, I will ask that as it be included in the syllabus, students being taught about it.
Yes.
And to be implemented. Once even a law should come. No corruption. I know maybe there's a law which it's no corruption.
Yes.
And that should be followed.
Yeah.
And anyone found should be an example. Should be hanged.
Yeah, you see the laws that we have here. Yeah. As a result of a draconian kind of a rule that was implemented by some other people, and it has trickled down through generations. Mm-hmm. So I tend to think if we can become a bit more draconian, not towards people, but towards corrupt people. Corruption.
Yeah. Anyway, some countries that have found themselves at the top.
Yes. Like let's talk about South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Singapore.
Yeah.
Now we have Malaysia. We have now Philippines coming up.
I want to give you like an example of South Korea.
Yes.
I happened to visit South Korea.
Yep.
And stayed there for a year. And something I learned from South Korea, one of their presidents, he was called President Park.
Yep.
What he did, they got paid by Japan for the atrocities caused during the colonization time by the Japanese.
Post-World War.
Yeah, post-war.
Mm-hmm.
And they got paid a huge check. Mm-hmm. And instead of, what I heard was that he called in his whole cabinet. Mm-hmm. And he was asking each one of them, do you want this money? And every one of them said no. And he also said, neither do I. And what he did after that was, that money was invested to actually the highway, one of the highways that that moves all the way from Seoul City to the beach. There's a beach called Hyundai Beach.
Okay.
There's a big road. It's called Busan. That money was invested to build that road.
Okay.
And since then, they never stopped. They started building. And they have rebuilt their country. We were at the same level back then, during colonial times. But right now,
they are far ahead.
As per my assessment when I went there, if I compare the two countries, I will tell you we are like 50 years behind them.
Yeah, they left us behind very much. They left
so
us behind.
It's about that moral selfishness. People have a lot of selfishness.
Moral, your moral fiber. Your moral, you've got to have morals.
Yes.
And you've got to have your nation at heart.
Yes.
Most of our people don't have the nation at heart.
And you see, they make empty promises.
Yes.
And I'll talk about one promise that I want to hear, even from the as a Christian. What lessons we can learn from that?
Yep.
Well, it might not be the right way to go, but I can remember the year 2007. I was in Kenya during the post-election violence, and so much happened, and we saw what happened. Kibaki became president. But when Kibaki left office in 2013, as I was watching, I was still in Kenya at that time, as I was watching the, what do you call it, when the president wins, that victory party.
Okay.
As I was watching that, one thing that Uhuru said was that when he finishes his term, Ruto will, and they promised each other. And I can remember one speech that Ruto made, and he was saying that he had saved him in his phone as UK. He had already saved him in his phone as his president. And they agreed that after 10 years, he would hand over to... What do you think? From the Bible, there's one story where Joshua made a promise to some Gibeonites. And because of that promise, they were not destroyed because of that promise. Do you think these promises that we make are the ones that keep biting us? Because like, if Uhuru made that promise and he backs from it, do you think it's going to bite us? And it's part of what is bringing all this backwardness, or not, let me not say backwardness because we are not that backward, but it is delaying progress. We are making one step forward and two backwards. Because like all this time we are spending, the 5 years, these last 5 years of Uhuru, half the time they are campaigning. If we could have spent all that time doing more development agenda, would be far. I want you to take especially on the promises that they made to each other.
Harry, with regards to the promises, I want to say this: our country of origin, the foundation is full of betrayal.
Yes. Of course, we have seen that play out through the years.
The foundation is full of betrayal.
Yes. It's betrayal in the city.
Betrayal.
Ever read that book? Yeah.
So, when it, in terms of that,
yes,
it's just plain politics.
But I want you to dissect it from the Word of God, from as a Christian.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And so if politics, sometimes politics is politics, and politics, there's someone normally say the only constant element.
Yeah.
The only constant element in when you are doing mathematics,
there's always a constant. Yes.
So the only constant is betrayal.
Wow.
Even here, look at this nation here.
Yes. Yeah, we had Scott Morrison betray his former boss. Peter Dutton betray.
Correct. Look
Malcolm Turnbull.
Look at Julia Gillard.
Yes, and Peter Rudd.
So that's politics.
Yeah, but now does that kind of politics affect our nation, because also God is watching?
Okay. I may say that. They tend to affect to some extent, to some degree, because why do we have betrayals? It's because of selfish interest.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That's why we have betrayals.
Yes.
So whereby someone can go to the extent of eliminating their friend.
Yes.
Because of their interest. If you see your friend is not playing by your interests, or if you see your friend is a threat, then you do what? You want to eliminate
them.
So, and that's the problem with the politics.
Yes.
And it has always remained over there. However, it's bad. But it's because I always say this way: politicians have 2 hearts, or even 3 hearts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They may come with 1 heart today. They are your friend.
Yes.
But tomorrow they will come with a different heart. You know.
Yes.
And that's why in politics there's what we call brutality.
Brutality. Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Whereby even your friend, when you want to hit you, it hit you very hard.
Yes.
Without mercy.
Yes.
So, and sometimes even we spiritual people, we choose to leave this matter to them because they are brutal in nature.
They are always oh my God, brutal.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're according to the hats they're putting.
Yes.
They are wearing at
Yes.
that moment.
Yes.
So, we as spiritual people,
Yes.
we should play our role.
Yes.
Our role is to oversee and to pray for our nations.
Yes.
To pray for our leaders.
Yes.
And whatever they do,
Yeah.
we leave it to their God. To
But
God.
my point was,
and if the betrayal comes to hound, it hounds mostly. It depends. It depends also with the way they have entered into a park, because there are a lot of. I'm telling you, if this is a topic of another time.
Yeah.
But if you go into it, you'll be amazed.
Yes.
So I'd rather not diverge into it very much.
Yes.
But
what I was saying is,
Yeah.
we saw in the Bible. I want to talk about in that perspective. These guys disguised themselves, and they got a promise that they would not be destroyed when they land in Canaan. And because of that promise was kept. And if they did destroy them, there would have been some consequences. So do you think, as a Christian, or as a Christian nation, as we purport to say, we are doing the right thing by allowing such kind of politics to play out in our midst?
I've said those are the politicians, and the politicians were too.
Because we are talking about returning home.
Yes.
And if we return home,
Yeah.
there are some things that we need to fix. Can we fix our politics?
To fix our politics, we can fix our politics, and we fix our politics with right frame of mind.
Yes.
And right attitude.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have the right attitude,
Yes.
the better.
Yeah.
Okay. And more so, especially we who are living here, we've come here, we've studied here, we've lived here, we've seen.
Yes.
Now we know how the situation, the country is being run,
Yes.
and this is what we would like to emulate.
Yes.
For our country.
Yes.
Okay, the way the system is being run.
Yes.
Okay. The system here, you see, kind of there is policies. The people follow the law.
Yes.
To the latter. Okay.
Yes.
Policies are being laid.
Yes.
And people follow to the latter.
Yes.
Now, you find even someone, if they say, okay, make a line, and the line here, it is 1 meter per person.
Yeah.
Behind, be 1 meter.
They'll do that.
They will do that.
Yeah. But in another,
it never happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's because the way people have been brought up.
Yes.
So, and then they've been brought up in a way that, you know, even shoveling your friend out.
Yes.
On so you get whatever they want.
Yes.
It's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
And someone will turn a blind eye to that.
Yes.
But here,
Yes.
you find when they've said it is this way, you follow to the latter.
Yes.
And you stand and wait.
Yes.
So it. That's why I said it's about mind and our heart. Our attitude.
Yes.
Matters
a lot. Thank you. Thank you for that point.
And that's why even the Bible says everyone should examine their hearts. Their hearts.
Mm-hmm. And their thoughts and
yes.
Yeah.
Because to be honest,
yeah,
laws the laws of nature and law of God.
Yes.
Are all have been inscribed.
Yes.
Into
our hearts.
In our conscious, is it subconscious? Or you may correct me about this.
Yeah.
Let me say into our hearts.
Into our hearts.
So whenever you do something which is contrary to that law,
yeah,
your conscience will always speak.
That's
will
true.
Scream.
Yeah.
Will say, what you are doing is not right.
No, man. Yeah.
You know?
And people still get this type of conscience and they don't follow.
That's it.
Well, we are great. We are glad that you are joining us. Thank you, Peter Kihara. Thank you, Chala Mutua. Thank you, Domo Joseph Karanja Ndoch. Quite a big name. And I still remember you back there when you are vying for MCA. Thank you, Kennedy Jr. Thank you, Johnson Kibocha. Thank you, CJ from Sydney. Thank you, Cleophas Kigen. Thank you, Kongoi. Gloria Nimo. Thank you, Masisi Miu. Thank you for watching us. We are glad that you are joining us. Keep it locked here, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe. There's a link in our description. Click on that link, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. That is the one way you will keep us on air, by subscribing. And like we were talking about improving our nation, one way we can improve our nation is by honoring one another and uplifting one another.
Yep.
And that way we will be able to mind one another.
Correct.
And eliminate racial discrimination within our nation. Actually tribal, it's not racial. Because we already, the narrative right now is Black Lives Matter. But I was just thinking, I think we blacks are even more racist than the white people. Because even in our nation, look at 2007, what happened? It was a total annihilation of some tribes. There was a form of genocide, if I would say. And it is black people against black people. If we can be able to love one another and honor one another, that is another way we can be able to improve our country and make us return home without fear that we are going to have this kind of a civil war.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. And it all goes back to a united country.
Yeah.
Whereby it's all in the constitution that every person, every citizen has got a right to live where they want.
Yes, without fear of anything.
Yeah. So.
And it's in our Bill of Rights.
Yes, a Bill of Rights. So. Yeah. Once again, it goes back to now that one will bring you again if it can be put into the syllabus. Okay. To the syllabus again.
Yeah.
Where kids are taught that we are all Kenyans.
Yes.
We are all people of the same country.
Yes.
Regardless. I always applaud what Nyerere did in Tanzania.
In Tanzania, yeah. I lived in Tanzania for a whole year. I can attest to that.
Yeah. So, in
big tribes, do you know big tribes don't matter in Tanzania?
Yep.
Like the current president, I think it comes from one of the least tribes in Tanzania. The larger tribes like the Wahayas, they have so many, but they don't get the positions up there.
It's I used to tell people like this. Okay, that though Tanzania may look like as if it's lagged behind,
yeah,
compared to
Kenya. Yeah, but people are happy.
But when it comes to issues of social, if it comes to issues of uniting the country,
yes,
the unity of the country,
yes,
these people are far much ahead,
yes,
compared to us.
Yes,
socially they are far much ahead,
yes,
compared to us.
That's true.
We are fragmented,
of course,
but them,
and we get more fragmented during election period. Yeah.
So I think that's what I said. It goes again back to our leaders.
Yes,
it goes back to our leaders.
Yes.
So and it should not just be that, you know, I must lead the country.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
It should be something that, what should I do?
Yes.
For my country.
What can I do?
Yes.
It's not. What can I lead?
Yeah,
when can I lead?
When can I lead?
Yeah, that's what people are looking for.
Yes. It should be, what can I do?
Yes.
For my country?
Yes.
The countries that you mentioned, like Korea.
Yes.
Singapore.
Yes.
These people, their leaders.
Yes.
Had their countries.
Yes.
At heart.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And they said, what can I do for
Yes.
my country? What can I leave behind for my country?
Yes.
What image do I want to leave behind?
Yeah, of course.
You know? And they had a vision.
Yes.
They had, you know, visualized, and they saw in 20 years, 30 years, even when they are not there, how the country shall be.
Yes.
So a successful person is someone who leaves something behind
for the other generation.
For the other generation, that when the other generation looks at what that person has done,
yes,
says, wow, here was a person.
Yes.
Here is a name.
Yes.
That did this and this and this.
Of course.
And we are proud to be in this country.
Yes.
Because of so and so and so.
Yes.
Can the people, our leaders, can we say so?
Oh, very hard to say
our
that.
leaders.
Yeah.
Can we say so? Of the so-called the leaders that are coming there, are there.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So, you know, it should be that it should not be I must lead.
Yes.
It should be, what can I do?
Yes.
And what can I leave? What type of a country I want to leave behind?
Of course.
You know?
It's what country you can leave behind.
Yes, because if you are being driven by a factor that I must lead,
yes,
then it's just an ego.
It's an ego
you want to fulfill.
Yeah.
Okay?
You still, like we used to hear that, sorry to say this, but they used to say Jaramogi used to say, I just want to lead even if it's for a day.
That's an ego.
Yeah.
To fulfill.
Yes.
So the thing is, it should not be an ego to fulfill.
Yes.
But it should be, I want to lead the country because I want to see a better country.
Yes.
I have the country at heart. I'll take you an example. There's a very, I think I may say he was the oldest president. And this, it's a South American country.
Yes.
This president was selfish. At 80, they had to go and call him, come and leave the country. At 80? Yes, come and
was that Uruguay? The one who used to go to the farms with tractors?
With a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And he was down to earth. Can you get that in Kenya?
That's the thing.
Oh my God.
So, you know,
that kind of mentality.
Yes. Look at Nyerere. Yes. Nyerere was down to earth.
Yes. Even Mandela.
He was, the only car he was driving, it was a Land Rover. Land Rover 10, they ran the police music. Okay, the police, you know,
and he didn't care that he was the president.
He didn't care he was the president because he wanted to leave a united country behind.
Yeah.
He wanted
and you see the seeds of such is what you find that in Australia, for example, because they're united, they don't have to worry about insecurity. You can ride the train together with the Prime Minister.
Correct.
But when they go to Kenya, oh my God, the security starts from the runway.
Yes. A convoy of vehicles.
Yes. But when they are here, you can even ride with them in the trains and wherever.
Correct.
You saw the clip.
Yeah.
Someone telling the Prime Minister to get off his lane. His loan.
Yeah.
Can that happen in Kenya?
No.
Oh my God. No. Even before the president comes, they will have come to your house and with dogs and searched your house.
So those are the disparities that we tend to have. And like, you know, we need selfless leaders.
Yes.
Who have the country at heart.
Yes.
Who want to do good for the country.
Yes.
Who want to say, even when I have left, I've gone, and I'm not there anymore.
Yes.
I'm proud of what I've left behind.
What I've left behind.
You know, I'm proud that my great grandchildren will have a country, and to call a country and say, this is where I'm proud to be in this country.
I'm proud to be in Kenya.
You see?
I'm a proud Kenyan.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, and that's, you know, most of our people,
Yes.
they don't have a philosophy that drives them.
Yes.
They don't have a philosophy.
They don't.
They don't have a philosophy.
Yes.
They just want to fulfill something. They just, want to, and even all the way right away from MCAs or whatever.
Yes.
Someone is fighting to be there. Once they're there,
yes.
Now they have found an opportunity.
They grow horns.
Yes, they have found an opportunity to enrich themselves.
Yeah.
Enrich themselves. They amass as if there's no tomorrow.
Yes.
And then they milk the country broke. And then
So sad.
and then once now we come into medical because they leave the hostels dilapidated or
Yes.
depleted or whatever. They deplete the hostel.
Yeah.
They don't care about
They
the
don't
hostel.
care
When they're
anymore.
sick, they run away to go and be treated.
Oh, now you talk about something.
Abroad.
You see,
In India.
COVID-19.
Correct.
There are so many takeaways we can take from that. So many lessons that we
Yes,
can
yes,
learn.
yes.
They cannot. No one can leave their country now. Where are they going?
Yeah.
There's no India. We saw Mutua say that. Alfred Mutua is a perfect example of a servant leader, and I can see James Kamau here saying that a leader being a servant is a vocabulary in our country.
Oh, you see, you get that?
Yeah, but now, if we have proper leadership, I think we can emerge out of COVID-19 stronger and with no better systems that with lessons that we can learn from COVID-19.
Correct.
Because right now, no one can go to India.
Yeah.
No one can go to the US, to the UK.
Yeah, and if they get some who get sick,
Yes.
sick as a result of this
COVID-19.
and they are taken to ICUs, they
Yes.
need
Ventilators.
They don't have.
They never bought them when they had the opportunity
This is an opportunity now
to buy.
No, not even to buy. Where will you buy? Countries need those ventilators.
People even thought of starting making ventilators because even in the UK and where these are developed countries,
Yes.
they did not have enough ventilators. They did not have enough masks. So we saw people sharing masks.
Correct. So this is an opportunity. Our leaders should say, "Oh, hang on," because why do we have crisis? We have crisis so that someone can think a way on how to come out in this crisis in a better way.
Yes.
All right, find a solution. So we need leaders who are problem solvers.
Yes.
And a leader should be a problem solver. All right?
Yes.
Not a problem causer.
Not a
problem solver. That's a leader. And as a leader, now this is the time they think, oh yeah, we are in crisis. Now what should we do here? We have universities, we have engineers.
Yes.
We have we have these PhD people.
Yes.
Let us call them in the room.
Yes.
Lock them in the room.
Yes.
Tell them now, think hard.
Yes.
And
you see, even if they thought hard, maybe the rewards in our country are not that good enough. That's why we see brethren, people live in Kenya to come overseas.
Now we are talking on how we can make our country better.
Better, yes.
Okay, now we start that, and we have talked about the issue of selfishness.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
selflessness.
Yes.
So you work, just out for you. You have the country at heart.
Yes.
Now these people. You see these developed nations.
Yes.
When a nation is in crisis,
Yes.
all people leave everything.
Yes.
And say we are putting our country first.
We saw with Australia pumping a lot of billions into the economy.
Correct.
To help everyone, to make sure no one suffers. Take care of your people.
Even when it's times of war, you find some people leave everything and say, okay, I am an engineer, or I have a workshop at home. What can I make? You need machinery for war? Yes. Give me the designs.
Yes.
And they'll go and make.
We saw companies that were making juice being converted into making sanitizer. Exactly. You see, this brings us back to Professor George Saitoti. Remember what he said? One time, a country will be more important than an individual.
An individual.
And that is where we need Professor Saitoti. May he so rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Correct. So when people start realizing, the country now, it is time now to be ourselves. It is time now for self-identity.
Yes.
When people can find their they find, who are we?
Yes.
What are we?
Yes.
And then say, okay, now we need to be true Kenyans. We need to be true people here. And then they come out with something, right?
Yeah.
And then say, okay, if you are an engineer,
yes.
If you are working workshop, whatever.
Yes.
If you are, a thinker, come with policies.
And they get rewarded.
Yes, come with the policies. You know, let me tell you, I'm bringing you to a gift. A gift. When you have a gift, you work, you work, or you use your gift, and rewards is not number one.
You see, I'm not talking about the people to seek reward.
Yes.
I'm talking about the government thinking that these are good people doing good things for our nation and reward them.
I agree with you. I'll bring you to that point. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, because let's take this matter in this context.
Yes.
The country is now in crisis.
Yes.
Now you think on how to solve that crisis, all right?
Yes.
First.
Yes.
And then rewards later.
Yes.
So once you've solved the crisis and you have streamlined things,
yes,
now you fall back now to the things, now to the policies, and say, look here, we've done this and we can see our people have produced this. We need actually to do what? To reward them.
Yes.
So it is now, because the country is in crisis, they need to solve the crisis first, come out, everybody put in their effort.
All efforts, all resources being pumped to that particular crisis.
Correct. Yeah. And then once the crisis has
subside,
then the leadership will say, all right, now we've seen, we've come out of this, and our people have volunteered, our people have put in this effort.
Yes.
Now it is time to reward them. Now reward comes after. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with you, the element of our country being or our people being rewarded better.
Yes.
Remuneration being better.
Yes.
To avoid brain drain.
Yes.
Okay. Now, and I agree with you. It's very important.
Yes.
That one I don't object. There is importance. There is. You know, it's very important for our leaders to recognize and start rewarding these people who are doing good.
Yes.
Without biasness.
Yes.
But out of merits.
You see, let me give you a perfect scenario.
Yep.
During the World War, Hitler had the opportunity to use the best scientists. We had Albert Einstein, but instead of using the scientists that were well known by that time, he let them go to the US. He said he doesn't need scientists. He needed war. He wanted war. He wanted engineers. And because of that, those scientists went to the US and they came up with the atomic bomb. You see, one part that Hitler got it wrong is by thinking that having people from other nations was a bad thing. The Jews were very good minds, great minds, like Albert Einstein. Now, in our country, we have the same problem. When we get people coming from overseas, like the Chinese who are coming to build the roads, we have people coming from even the next door neighbor, Tanzania, people who are educated, people coming from the US, from the UK, people like victimize them. They don't want to see immigrants. What Australia has done, and other countries like the US, is embrace migration and embrace diversity and tap highly skilled people and put them into projects that are towards developing the nation. And people that are within that nation, they learn from them. Like look at the Royal Adelaide Hospital. It is one of the best hospitals in the world. A lot of research. Look at what is happening in Brisbane. People working on this vaccine. Kenya, what are you working on? Because we don't have people from overseas, migration. We don't allow migration in a streamlined way. I remember I used to work for a Korean company. To apply for a work permit for a person to work, it is a lot of bureaucracy. It takes time and a lot of bribery that takes place in there, and in the end, like 2 years before you get a work permit to work.
Wow.
So we need to work on that. Hold it right there. This discussion cannot end. It is a huge discussion. Let's make this our first episode. We are gonna get more guests, and we appreciate our online viewers, Monica Monen, Maggie Kims. We appreciate you watching. Sophie Simon is saying, I am yet to see servant leadership in our country. Right now, the availability of COVID-19 patient beds has really exposed them to their shame. Devolution is a scam in Kenya. We are going to come to that issue of devolution when we come next. We thank you, Karanja Kamau from North. Melbourne, Dennis Mosao, thank you for watching. And you know, one thing you can do for us is promote this studio. Make sure you remain on air. And one way to do that, just go to our link in the description, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and share widely. I'm going to allow Pastor Henry we are going to do what do we call it, subscribe together. We're going to say subscribe together. Yeah. Correct. Oh, I'll let you tell them to subscribe, so that if they want to see you come and dissect this issue a little bit more, and to keep this studio and this channel on air, tell them to subscribe. The link is in the description. Well, viewers, thank you very much for subscribing in, tuning in, and listening, and being part and parcel of the topic, and contributing. Thank you for your contribution. I want to say that please tune in. Let me say it this way, that keep on tuning in, subscribe and keep on tuning in. These are very good avenue of discussion, and I appreciate. So tune in, subscribe, so that you can get more and contribute also. Otherwise, thank you very much. God bless. Well, we are so glad that you joined us tonight. May you continue watching our videos. Head to YouTube and subscribe, and share the videos, and tell your friends, tell others. We are so glad that you joined us. Make sure you keep it locked. Hit that notification bell so that you know when we go live next. Thank you. For those in Australia, it's good night from us. All over the world, have a lovely day. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Oh, I did.